Every time he passes by a book stand, he can't help but stop and look at it. He sees a book with a yellow cover in it. His eyes are full of anticipation. But the page is blank. He has kept this habit for 10 years. But every time he is disappointed. And turns around and leaves. 10 years ago, he and a lady at the same time liked a pair of gloves. Because there was only one pair left in the warehouse, John made a compromise. However, as soon as he put the gloves back on the shelf, an old man took the opportunity to grab it. The two fought and cooperated with each other. It took a lot of effort to get the gloves back. This time, John directly sent the gloves to Lisa. In order to thank Lisa for inviting him to have dessert, the name of this store happens to be Fated. Lisa was very excited because he was a man who believed in fate. The two talked for a long time. From the fate of this moment to the meeting just now, gradually, there was a different feeling in their eyes. When they parted, John was reluctant. He wanted to leave Lisa's contact information, but Lisa thought it was unnecessary. If they really hit each other, they would always have a chance to meet again. Finally, Lisa left a kiss and turned around and left. That's it. He walked into the subway station in disappointment. Suddenly, he realized that his scarf was left in the dessert shop. Coincidentally, Lisa forgot her gloves here, too. They looked at each other with a look full of doubt. But soon this shock became a sign of reunion. He didn't refuse John's invitation. The two came to the snowy skating rink. They shared their hobbies and interests with each other. Until the crowd dispersed, they still chatted passionately. It seems that no one wants to end this romantic encounter. At this time, Lisa accidentally fell. John carefully checked her injury and gently treated her wound. Lisa is British. Her skin is not very good. The spines on her arms have been bothering her for a long time. Those are just freckles. If you look closely, you can see Cassie appear. He drew a statue of a fairy with a few freckles. At the same time, he told her the story behind the pattern. And Lisa's troubles gradually disappeared with the shape of the pattern. Then John helped Lisa to pick up the snowflakes on her head. The ambiguous atmosphere gradually intensified under this intimate gesture. But John just gently kissed her arm in the end. Lisa took the initiative to leave a contact information at all times. But at this time, a truck passed by in a hurry. The note that Lisa handed over was instantly mixed with the garbage on the floor. John was a little reluctant to ask Lisa to write another one. But Lisa thought it was a fateful struggle. John followed behind the truck for a long time. Lisa's mind changed. She took out a piece of paper and asked John to write the message on it. Then she bought a box of candies with this piece of paper. What the hell was that? If that $5 bill makes its way back into my hands, I'll be able to call you, and when you hear my voice on the other end, then you'll believe in fate, won't you? But John thought it was unfair. He could only wait passively. He had no chance to get a clue from Lisa. Lisa took out a book with a yellow cover. She told John that she would write the message on the flyer tonight. She sent it to the bookstore the next morning. When John found it, the two of them would meet. But this way is no better than fishing for needles in the sea. John couldn't accept such a sincere relationship. At the same time, Lisa also seemed to feel very sorry. So she ran into a hotel with John. The two of them walked into two elevators separately. If the number of floors they chose is the same, then this relationship is God's arrangement. When the elevator was about to close, the girl threw over a pair of gloves and said her name. Maybe the two of them had a connection. John panicked and pressed the number of floors. Coincidentally, it was the same as Lisa. But unfortunately, a naughty child came up during this period. He pressed all the floors again, causing the elevator to malfunction and delaying time. And Lisa waited on the 23rd floor for a long time. It seems that she doesn't want to miss this relationship. But John didn't show up. Finally, Lisa sadly left this place. And John happened to walk out of the elevator in the next second. In this way, they kept missing each other under the trick of fate. 10 years later, they have been reborn into their own feelings. But that regret is always engraved in their bones. Every time he passes by a bookshelf, he can't help but stop and look at it. Lisa, thousands of miles away, also developed a habit of checking the wallpapers. On this day, Lisa received a proposal from her boyfriend. She was surprised and excited. She was ready to put her whole body and soul into this relationship. But she couldn't bring it in when she was wearing a wedding ring. She was a little disappointed. After so long, her boyfriend didn't even know his own size. However, the most disappointing thing for her was her boyfriend's unemployment. She often forgot Lisa's feelings because of work. She also often left Lisa aside on a date. This made her often think of that sweet encounter. So she decided to go to New York again before the wedding. To pursue that vain destiny. No matter what the result is, there will be no regrets in her heart. John, on the other hand, is also facing some strange events recently. There are always words like Lisa around him. The woman he met when playing golf is called Lisa. The name of the hairdresser is also called Lisa. Even the songs sung by young people waiting for the red light are also called Lisa. It seems that the whole world is reminding him. There is also a new girl named Lisa. She thought about it for a long time and pushed off her wedding photos. Although there are only 3 days left before the wedding, she still wants to struggle in this last period of time. She called her friends to visit the old bookstore in the whole city. However, although there is one more helper, it is still difficult to find a book in these bookstores. In the middle of the night, John came back home in a daze. He fell on the bed helplessly. The red shopping bag happened to appear under his body. Even after 10 years, the gloves still seemed to have the smell of Lisa. He carefully put on the gloves and accidentally found the shopping bill at that time. He ran to the mall with the bill and wanted the staff to help investigate Lisa's information. Although it was just a labor, the staff did not want to help him so easily. Finally, after John completed his performance, the staff gave an answer. Lisa's account was expired and there was no information. They could only find it by the unit number of the credit card at that time. So they came to the warehouse and found the consumption bill at that time in a pile of paper. The bill records Lisa's location. But Lisa had already moved away a few years ago. Before leaving, the landlord gave her a clue. The agent who rented Lisa's room may have kept her information. The agent's location is next to a cake shop, and this cake shop happens to be the one that Lisa used to come to. Coincidentally, Lisa and her best friend are here at this time. Her best friend persuaded Lisa not to be affected by those vain thoughts, to live a normal life. It's not giving up, it's growing up. 10 years have passed since that meeting. Maybe it's time to let it go. When leaving, Lisa didn't notice the money the waiter gave to her best friend. One of them is the 10-year note she has been looking for. When they left by taxi, John and his best friend just passed by at the end of the car. They missed each other again like 10 years ago. The agent next to the cake shop has now become a wedding dress shop. The white wedding dress seems to hint at the upcoming wedding. Maybe it's fate telling John not to struggle anymore. So he was in a good mood and went to the wedding rehearsal. At the scene, he noticed a strange woman. Her girlfriend told John that she was her college friend. In fact, he didn't know that the woman was Lisa's best friend. After the rehearsal, his girlfriend couldn't help but cry. John has been absent-minded these days. He was a little worried about the long-awaited wedding. John admitted his mistake and promised to let go of everything. Then his girlfriend took out a wedding gift from behind. It was the book he was looking for in the package. I don't know why the moment he saw the book, he immediately had an answer in his heart. There must be Lisa's information on the flyer. The book cover was exactly the same as imagined. After saying goodbye to his girlfriend, he immediately called his best friend and found Lisa's address by phone. Although there were only 5 hours left before the wedding, he still took a plane to Lisa's house. However, the scene in the room made him feel so sad. In fact, John didn't know that the woman in the room was just Lisa's twin sister. On the other hand, Lisa's boyfriend came over and found himself in hundreds of hotels. Lisa was very moved by her boyfriend's military advance. The two of them were sitting in the carriage and ready to go on a date. At this time, her boyfriend started his busy business again. Bored, Lisa got off the carriage and found that this was the skating rink. She sat on the bench next to her for a long time. Her boyfriend, who had just finished the phone call, came over. The starry sky was beautiful tonight. Looking up, the pattern was a bit familiar, then he hurriedly took off his jacket and found that it was exactly the same as his own skirt. It seemed that all this implied something. The next morning, her boyfriend left early because of the performance. Lisa could only take the plane back by herself. When she paid the bill, she found that she had taken the wrong wallet with her best friend. But the next second surprised her. She had been looking for the 10-year banknote and it was in her best friend's wallet. She took the banknote and hurried to John's house. However, she was still late. The neighbors at the door told her that John was holding a wedding in the hotel. But when she arrived at the hotel, the wedding was over. She was very desperate and couldn't stop crying. When she was about to leave, the staff told her a shocking news. You asked if it was over. The truth is it never even began. In fact, Lisa has always occupied the main position in John's heart. His fiancée is really good. John didn't want to waste his remaining life.